All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Main Event Interviews here on MSP Waves Radio. It is October 4th, 2017. My name is Main Event. Welcome to the show. Tonight I will be co hosting alongside Poetic Snake. Go ahead and say hello, Snecky.
Yo, 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 Poetic Snake here.
Okay, and let's check in with the chat room here, the audience chat room. Let's see who is here to open the show. I have to click over to that screen. Who is all here? All right. So tonight we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to do the show just 100% live tonight. We have no pre-recorded interviews. We're going to go 100% live tonight. So we're going to do a lot of hopefully audience interaction, and maybe we can get some of you to jump on the air as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. So if you're out there and you've got a working microphone and headphones and you want to jump on with us later in the show, that could be quite possible this evening. So, Snecky, what's going on with you lately in your Steemit world?
Well, I'm just doing the relaxing thing, posting every now and then, doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that, and just, you know, being snacky.
I saw that you did some new artwork, though.
Yes, I did. Did you like it?
I did. So if everybody hasn't seen that yet, I know. How many things did you put up this week? Just the one? I couldn't. I can't remember. You've put up a few lately.
Yes, I think I posted every day, so it should be like 5 or 6. I don't exactly know.
Cool. Well, once again, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, this is Main Event Interviews here on MSP Waves Radio. We do Steemit based discussion on this show. We talk to people who are all members of the Steemit community. Mostly, a lot of them have been newer users, but we've had a few people who have been veterans on the show as well. Because how long have you been on, Snecky? You've been on quite a while.
Almost 16 months right now.
So you're a Steemit veteran, I would say.
Yes, I'm an oldie.
Oldie but a goodie, right?
Getting wrinkles all over me.
Oh, jeez. Well, first on the show tonight, we are going to have Rakasan84. He's a member of, I believe, Minnow Support Project and other projects throughout Steemit. He's going to tell us all about what he's been doing on there. And then later in the show, we will have other members of the Steemit community yet to be determined. We're going to kind of see what happens here. And as we find out, we'll definitely let you know. I believe Rakasan's, it's either his wife or fiance, I believe his wife, may be jumping on the show after him. So we'll see if that's still the case. And so everybody who's out in the audience chat room, let's just acknowledge some of them really quick. Are you looking at the chat, Snecky?
Yes, I am, and I am seeing Crazy Krista for the first time.
All right.
Hello, Crazy Krista.
Who else is out there?
Scaredy Cat Guide, I see, and Global Cop Chimux is listening.
Wonderful. And if
Yes,
you're out there
there.
listening, jump on with us in the chat room. We're on the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Network server on Discord. And you just scroll down and find the MSP Waves audience room, the MSP Waves audience room, and you can chat along with us. Looks like Pensif is here. Welcome, Pensif. Let's
Expensive.
let's do a quick. Let's see who. Okay, so Global Cloud said we got 9 viewers. That's good. Wonderful. We'll give it a few more moments here before we start our first interview. We just wanted to welcome everybody to the show. I know everybody kind of jumps on right around the top of the hour. So we'll just give it a moment. And again, we're going to visit with Rakasan84. And if you would like to be on the show in the later portion, I'm going to be on here for 2 hours. Just send me a direct message, and we will certainly get you on tonight if that is possible. You just need to have a working microphone and headphones, and hopefully you have used, like your computer to chat before, and it's not your very, very, very first time. But if it is, hopefully you've got a working microphone. Snecky, anything you want to add before we get going into this first interview?
No, I just hope that a lot of listeners will jump on later with us because that was really fun last week.
Crimson Clad joining us tonight. Welcome, Crimson. And let's see. I think that's everybody. If you're out there listening and you are on Discord, chime in. Just let us know. We'll give you a quick shout out. And why don't we welcome Rakasan84 to the show? Good evening, sir.
Hey, good evening, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
We are in central Oklahoma.
Central Oklahoma. And what are you doing out there with your Steemit career? What brings you to Steemit?
Well, I moved out here to the country about a year ago and started doing homesteading, but I haven't really had a good outlet for it. I gave up on most other social media platforms, and me and Jamie found Steemit, and we started posting and getting a small following going, and we're really into it now. So we're really excited about it.
Awesome. Homesteading has always been something that completely fascinates me. I find it amazing. What are you doing on your homestead? Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, the first thing we got started on out here, actually, when we lived in the city, we already had some chickens. So when we moved out here, I got a rooster and started breeding my hens. And we've been incubating the eggs and selling chicks and making money doing that. We also grow vegetables. I've got some tomato, pepper plants. We grew corn, beans, some different herbs, all kinds of stuff out here. So.
That's amazing. Snecky, do you want to ask anything about the homestead? I know you kind of enjoy that lifestyle.
Yes, I do. I am very interested in homesteading, and I wonder, do you have your own water supplies and stuff?
Yes, we're really fortunate to be on well water out here. It's really good, clean water. It comes from deep out of the earth. There's an underground lake right below us, so we have many, many thousands of gallons of water to use.
That's amazing. And electricity, how do you get that?
We're on grid right now. We would like to look into solar or maybe wind in the future, or maybe even living without it one day, but we'll see.
I think solar is really expensive, right? To get that started.
It can be. It depends on what your energy demands are. If you're just using it to run like your oven and maybe a computer and maybe the heat or air when it gets too cold or hot, you wouldn't need too big of a system.
And you're doing this for a year now, or did you do something like this before?
No, I was actually in the Army for 7 years. And when I got out, I did electrical work for another 3 years. And whenever I moved out here to the country, I decided to start doing this full time.
That's very cool. And do you also homeschool the kids or kid?
I'm divorced, and my kids live in Missouri with my ex-wife, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
But yeah,
Rakasan, what other things do you post about on your Steemit blog, or what other things have you been doing on there lately?
well, we just hatched out some chickens recently, so I've been covering that a lot. I've also been doing some YouTube videos on how to do basic gun maintenance. I'm going to be doing some videos on tool maintenance, how to sharpen your axe, how to sharpen your knife, product reviews, camping, hunting, fishing. I'm going to be doing a lot of different stuff. It's kind of whatever I feel like doing that day. So.
That's really fascinating. I would certainly be into that sort of thing. I like to do, I like to go camping and a lot and things like that. And so, I honestly, to be honest, I don't know how to properly sharpen a knife. I have a general idea of what you're supposed to do and everything, but yeah, that would be interesting to learn those techniques.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to bringing everybody some good how-to information. I use YouTube. That's usually what I do is how to do this, how to do that. So hopefully I can start providing that here on Steemit too.
Very cool. And are you a member of any of the? There must be like homesteading groups or things like that. Have you come across anything like that on Steemit?
There is one group called Homestead Slackers. I don't really call myself a slacker, so I can't. I don't know if I really want to be a part of that group. So I am trying to get involved in the veteran community though.
Oh, very cool. You're a veteran. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. I met Guilty Parties on here. He's starting a project with another account called Chairborne. I also made another account, Shadow 3 Scalpel, that's going to be like kind of another helpful tool to help new military members, veterans, and retirees here on Steemit.
That's very awesome. Very cool. Do you want to talk any more about that? Do you know anything more about that project, or?
Well, Guilty Parties is currently working on building the bot right now, and he's going to plug Chairborne and Shadow 3 Scalpel into his bot to automatically upvote and comment on veterans posts on Steemit.
Oh, there, that's very cool. Very interesting. So we'll have to watch for that project. And Snecky, do you want to add anything to that? Do you want to talk to him about that?
Not at the moment. I'm trying to read his wall a bit to see what I can ask.
We can also ask the audience too out there. Does anybody out there have questions for Rakasan? And he's getting into homesteading, or because we're gonna start making this show a little more interactive, and so these interviews aren't going to be recorded. We are 100% live right now, so let's jump back into the audience chat room for a second. Hello out there, everybody who is listening. And if you're just tuning in, you can definitely jump on the MSP Waves audience chat room on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server and chat along with us. So if anybody's got a question for Rakasan, feel free to ask it right there in the audience chat room, and we can get a live response. So let's see. Yes, let's look at your blog, Rakasan. So you've been posting some things lately about the hens, I see. Our hens are moving into the garage. That's the name of one you just did yesterday.
Yeah, our hens are funny. I have a coop in the backyard, which is where they go and sleep at night, and they also have nesting boxes in there to lay their eggs. But I put a bale of hay in the garage a couple weeks ago. I got it for our chicks. I use it for bedding for the chicks also. But anyway, I looked over there one day, and they had made a neat little nest on top of the uh, bale of hay, and there was a couple eggs laying in there. So I don't know. They always surprise me.
How many do you have?
We have 11 chickens and one duck right now, and then also 13 chicks.
Now, what's the story with the one duck? How did that come about?
Well, we had some more, but we have predators here, and
That's too
sometimes
bad.
they're not as fast as the chickens, so they're kind of like the predators.
Yeah, that's the circle of life, I suppose. That's too bad. But yeah, I was just curious if maybe there was a reason why you only just had the one duck. Maybe I don't know if it was like a wild one that just decided to stay and hang out or something.
No,
um,
I bought some chicks earlier this year from a hatchery, and I wanted to get some turkeys, but they didn't have any turkeys at the time. So they did say they were going to have some ducks available, so I decided to give them a shot, and we had one make it, and he's pretty funny. We call him Mr. Quackers.
very cool. Pensif's asking out in the audience, what breed are the chickens?
Our rooster is a Rhode Island Red, and then we also have some Black Star hybrids, which are a cross between the Rhode Island Red and a Barred Rock female. And we're about to have some Americanas, which is going to be a cross between my Rhode Island Red Rooster and our Americana hens.
Very cool. And then he also asked, are they just for eggs or for meat as well?
Honestly, I usually don't have the heart to want to slaughter them. I mean, if we have some extra roosters that we can't sell, then I'll consider it. But I usually just collect the eggs for us to eat and to incubate to make new chicks to sell.
Very cool. That's very neat. Snecky, do you want to ask anything about the chickens?
I
or the
love the
duckies?
chickens, and I'm happy to hear that you don't use them for meat, but you do hunt, right?
Yeah, we do have some rabbit and squirrel out here and deer. I don't hunt a whole lot, but if I'm feeling like going outside, I will take one because I'd rather take a wild animal than my pet chickens.
And do you use them for food?
Yes, I use the whole thing when I do. I'll usually boil the whole thing down and take the meat off, and then make a stock out of the bones.
And the fur, do you do something with that?
That's something that I want to get into is leatherworking and curing the hides. It's not something I'm really proficient in right now, though.
That's something you would like to learn, maybe.
Yeah, just so that there's less waste. I mean, really, when you discard an animal hide, it's not going to go to waste because there are plenty of other bugs and other predators out there that will take advantage of the remains. So I never really consider it a waste.
No, me neither. And I also saw on your one of your posts that your chickens they eat the meat as well. I never knew chickens eat meat.
Yeah, that's another interesting fact about chickens is that they can eat pretty much everything a human can and then some.
Yeah, I always thought that's why people have pigs or something, but chickens, that was just totally new to me.
Yeah, nothing goes to waste in our house, especially food and stuff. The chickens will eat it, or our dogs. So I just have to throw our scraps outside, and they'll take care of it for us.
And are you considering to having more animals?
Yes, part of that process would be building more structures for them too to stay in, though, and that's a lot of material and time goes into building those structures. But yes, in the future, we would like to expand.
Very cool. I'm just scrolling through your blog. So once again, welcome everybody to the show. This is the main event interview show. I'm co-hosting tonight with Poetic Snake. Say hello, Snecky.
Hello.
And we're being joined tonight by Rakasan84. So you can find him on Steemit. The name is spelled Rakkaasan 84. So definitely look him up if you'd like, especially if you are into homesteading. So that's very cool. So how long have you been on Steemit, you said?
Just over a month now.
It's over a month now. So what do you think of the platform so far after being on here for a month?
Well, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Some of my first posts did really well, so that was really good reinforcement. And I just decided, I don't care if my post makes $1 that day or $10. I just want to start putting information out and getting a small following going and meeting new people and forming relationships. And I think that's really going to be part of anybody's success here on Steam. It is forming some good solid relationships with the community.
Absolutely. Community is the biggest thing. And, just networking with different Steamians and, talking to them, doing things like these radio shows and being in the chats and all these things. Have you found what's been the biggest thing so far that's helped you as a new user just kind of make it on Steam it so far to where you're enjoying it and you're having fun?
That's a good question, but I will say the most positive reinforcement I had was I think maybe after my first week, I had 3 posts that went up to over $100, and I was like, no way, is this serious? And I found out how to use SteamD to find out who was voting on your posts and which ones had the most value. And Block Trades, I guess, is one of the top witnesses here on Steam. He upvoted a few of my posts, so that was really good motivation for me to keep putting stuff up there. I didn't get an upvote from him every time, but I would here and there. So that really gave me a really good boost.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any kind of gain like that is obviously going to be wonderful, especially when you're brand new. Because, I mean, you got a couple of options there too, of course, what you're going to do with it. So, you could try to power up your Steam or whatever, and everybody does things a little differently. So,
Yeah, I've been converting. I purchased about, I don't know, 2 or 300 Steam, I guess, and transferred it into my Steam power. And I think it might be better to convert your Steam into SPD and then pay someone to upvote you or use a boosting service. I think that may be more efficient than just going straight from Steam into Steam power.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got a different opinion on it. I mean, of course, we aren't, financial advisors by any means or anything like that. We don't know. Everybody's going to do it different. But and that's the thing. When it comes to all the bots and all these things, everybody's got different opinions on it, and I'm sure people in the audience will chime in on that too. But it's just keep doing what you're doing, and it looks like you're going to be quite successful here on the platform. Do you have any other projects coming up that you have planned, or do you have any let's see, like any kind of posts that you're going to plan on doing, hopefully for your homestead type things?
Well, I hope people find that fun about me is that I'm kind of random and I don't always, tend to follow a plan or anything. I kind of do, what I feel like doing that day. So, whatever inspires me that day is usually what you'll get out of me.
Very cool. Snecky, do you have any more questions for Mr. Harakasan 84?
No, not at the moment.
Was your wife gonna get on the air with you, or separate?
Yes, are you ready for her?
It's up to you. Like we can talk about some more things that you maybe have planned, or we can also go back to the audience here. Actually, let's see. Does anybody have more questions for Rakasan out here in the audience chat room? Let's see who's there. Looks like Pensive was still there. Follow BTC News is out there. Global Cops, Scaredy Cat Guy, G Mux. No, Crimson was out there. Crimson Clad.
I saw a question from Pensive.
Okay. Which question was that? I know he asked a couple. So.
He asked, let me see. Did you pick up those skills while serving in the military, or were you into that before serving?
Well, I grew up camping and fishing. I've always had a great love for both of those things. When I was in the military, I did learn some more survival skills, but it's really been recently since I moved out here to the homestead that I've really been, bushcraft and homesteading kind of go hand in hand. Bushcraft is, learning how to live off the land and basically living in tune with nature. So homesteading and bushcraft kind of, like I said, they go great together.
Absolutely. You almost need it. You never know what's going to happen on the homestead, right?
Right. Yeah. It's just being prepared for the worst. It's kind of why a lot of people move out here. So yeah. No. We just like living this lifestyle, and it's a lot more at our own pace. We don't have to, or at least I'm at that point where I can stay here and do this. Hopefully Jamie will be able to quit her job here in the next year and do this here with me full time.
That would be wonderful. Absolutely. Well, we will be rooting for you. We will be watching your story develop on Steemit, of course. And once again, everybody, we're visiting with Rakasan84. So definitely look him up on Steemit. And let's see, anybody else out there in the chat room have any more questions for Mr. Rakasan84? What is your wife's Steemit username?
Hers is Jamie Kensel. It's JamieKensell.
Okay.
And yeah, she's ready here whenever you're ready for me to hand off the headset.
Well, like I said, unless you've got anything else you wanted to add here on the show, or maybe any Steemit users you want to give a shout out to that might be listening later on, because we will put this up on a Steemit blog later. So was there any other Steemit users you wanted to give a shout out to out there?
I'd like to give a shout out to Guilty Parties, Crimson Clad. Let's see, who else do I know on here? Pensive, thanks, buddy. Maybe we can work on your show too. Rondon, the DJ, the Mad Clown, and let's see. That's all I can think of right now, man.
Hey, it's all good, man. I like to just always give everybody that opportunity. So, Snecky, any last words for Mr. Rakasan before he switches out?
I'm going to follow him around. I like his posts, so he got himself a new stalker.
Thanks. I really enjoyed being on, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here in between, and when she's ready, have her just let us know. And I want to change the background over here and type in the name again. I know it was Jamie. I can't remember what the last part was, though. I apologize. Let's see here.
Hey, this is Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. How are you doing?
Last name's Kensel.
Okay, let me get in here, and I will type this out for us here. So we'll have it spelled correctly, and we'll be all set. Whereabouts? So what state are you guys in? So just so our new listeners will know if they're just joining us.
We are in Central Oklahoma.
All right, so it's Jamie, and then spell the last part of it.
Kensel, Kensell.
All right, perfect. All right, so Jamie Kensel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So he told us a little bit about your homestead, and so I'm sure that's probably a big dominant part of your life, obviously, as well.
Yeah, definitely outside of my work life, this is my whole life. Alex has dedicated his whole life here this past year, especially to making this into what it is today, and it's truly special, and I support it in every way because I see our future, and I know it's bright. It's like Alex said, he's not a slacker by any means, so I know that with teamwork and time, this place is going to be unrecognizable, just like it was, when he first purchased the place. It was all overgrown, and there wasn't a whole lot of love behind it from the previous owners. So when he purchased it, he just poured himself into it, and it's amazing now. So
very cool. And we're also here with Poetic Snake. Snecky, you want to say hello?
Hello, Jamie.
Hi. How is everybody doing, by the way?
I'm doing wonderful this evening. Snecky, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful as well.
Great. So again, everybody, we're visiting with Jamie Kensel now, and she is you guys are married, right? So you're the wife of Rakasan 84.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
We got married on July 13th of this year.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. This is my first marriage, so I'm really excited. And so far, things are good. I think we're still probably in a honeymoon stage, so to speak, but I mean, we've been together for years now, so it's not like much has changed, really. It just feels like another day, so to speak.
Wonderful. Well, definitely happy to have you both on the show tonight. And who joined Steemit first? Who was the first one to get on Steemit?
Definitely Alex. I guess you know him as Rakasan.
Now, how did it work where you ended up joining?
Well, we had been doing research into cryptocurrencies, and he came across the Steemit platform and told me about it immediately. He ended up signing up and got started pretty much immediately. I think I may have followed up a couple weeks behind him just because, I mean, it is unlike any other social media platform, and the lifestyle that we're trying to achieve and to live from day to day is just, it's not the mainstream, and it's not what's going to get you attention so much on, or when you're trying to bring attention to a cause such as homesteading or bushcraft, it's just not going to scream out like all the other big things that are on mainstream social media. So for us, it was an obvious choice.
Absolutely. I mean, Steemit is so unique, and I feel like it's a lot of people that are on here understand why people would homestead. I feel like too, whether they're either from the United States or from other countries. I mean, the people who seem to be on Steemit are going to be on board with that lifestyle. I feel like for the most part.
Well, definitely. And for me, this is a huge learning curve as well. Unlike Alex, I didn't grow up camping, bushcrafting, any of that sort. I'm actually a native to California. I consider myself an Okie now because I've been here for about 6 years at this point. But yeah, I was born and raised in the Bay Area. And so this sort of thing didn't necessarily appeal to me growing up. I liked comfort and laziness, I'll be honest, in a lot of aspects of my life. But getting older and just experiencing life and realizing what it is, um, it's so rewarding. And I only wish that I had started sooner.
Awesome. Snecky, what types of questions do you have for Jamie? Did you get a chance to see her blog yet?
Yes, I just opened it up and I see that you are going to do a sewing project. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, when I have my days coming off here soon, I'm going to finish my project. I've already gotten started on it. Basically, it's going to be handkerchiefs for him and facial rounds for me. Um, as just a beginning sewers project. Again, I'm not an expert in anything, so to speak. I've been really passionate and enthusiastic about certain things for a long time in my life. And I feel like now I'm finally getting the opportunity to get started on that. But this should be a fun, simple, easy project that I feel like if I can do, anybody can do. And I think that's pretty empowering. So I just want to share that with people.
I think it's very interesting, and I have to be honest, the sewing machine and me, we are like enemies. So, but I also enjoy trying those things out. So I'm going to follow you and see if I can make a handkerchief as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I can't wait to bring you the final project and introduce you to the next one. I have about a dozen lined up, and of course, I'll try to get to them as soon as possible with working a full-time job, and then also trying to be as much support to Alex around here. But he's also, since we've joined Steemit, has been an extreme support too, and has really encouraged me to do the things that I want to do and that I'm passionate about. But I really do want to also just bring cause, not to just let anybody who's interested in sewing, you know, spark that, but it's really about sustainability. What really, like I said in my blog, it weighs heavily on my conscience as a consumer when yeah, and here's the thing, we all buy things every month, every year. It's just a part of life that we know in mainstream society, but there are so many things where we're literally throwing our money down the drain, and I hate to see that. And I hate to see more is pollution. If we can all reduce our footprint on this world, I think that's great. I don't think anybody's going to be perfect. You know, I'm not trying to say that we are by any means, but if we could all do our little bit, it all adds up.
Definitely. Very cool. So, what other things do you have planned for Steemit, or do you have any other things going on with your blog?
I would my next outside of sewing. I know. Here's the thing: you could, if you wanted to see beauty blogs, anybody could go on YouTube and see a beauty blog. But those are things that are really fun and interesting to me, and I want to share that. I know it only appeals to a certain group, but on those kinds of blogs, that's really just satisfying my personal interests. But again, I'm learning other things too. Firearms is new to me, and Alex has a ton of experience. And so, being here on the homestead, it makes sense to familiarize myself with these things, especially because we do have predators. And while I would hate to ever have to shoot an animal, but if it means saving our chickens, then that's what I'll have to do. But and safety first, of course. In general, this world's kind of crazy, so I think I probably would feel better these days with a concealed carry. I never used to think of myself as a person that would ever need to want to have a gun, but the way the world is these days, it just kind of has you scratching your head and rethinking things a bit. But yeah,
The
I do
homestead
have a lot of things
lifestyle, you
planned.
kind of need one sometimes. I mean, depending on what kind of big animals could be around. I don't know if you have bears or anything like that in your area, but I know here, like if I was going to do homesteading here, I'd have all kinds of things trying to get at my chickens. So it's definitely good
Yeah,
to have a way to maybe if absolutely have to protect yourself, of course. So you know.
absolutely. And Alex is a great teacher, so I feel very good in his hands when it comes to shooting.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Are there any Steemit users out there that you would like to give a shout out to? Because I'm sure you've run across other people on the platform as well, and maybe other blogs that you like to follow or anything like that. Is there anyone you wanted to mention on the show?
There may be a bit too much to mention and name, but I do really want to just say hello to a Panamama. She also follows me on here. We're friends on here as well as on Steemit, and she's really enthusiastic about the sewing blogs as well. And her and I were speaking about finding a way to have a different category added here to the Discord. Um, but yeah, really just thank you everybody for the warm welcomes here on Discord, and especially to everyone following me on Steemit. It's super inspiring and motivational to get on here and do these things, knowing that there's people that are genuinely interested.
Very cool. Snecky, do you have questions for Jamie? And I just saw she asked that also in the audience chat room. So yes, anybody who's out there listening, let's open it up to the audience here for a moment, and let's see if anybody's got questions for Jamie. Follow BTC News is out there listening. He's saying he's glad to have us here. And let's see. Somebody posted some honey. I don't know what that was all about, but honey is good for you. Let's see. If you are listening out there, give us a shout out. Let us know you're still out there. I know we aren't talking to ourselves. Crazy Krista's out there listening. She was going to be on the show, but it looks like we might have to save that for another time. But so have you ever done blogging or anything like that prior to Steemit, or is this your first time?
This is my first blog. Prior to Steemit, though, I was temporarily on Friends Live, which is a social media app. But there you're doing live face-to-face. And I really enjoyed that. It's extremely fun. But other than that, I just, everyday Facebook user. So no, nothing special.
Pensif's asked a question. He's wondering if you found any other homesteaders on Steemit that are near you in Oklahoma, or even any nearby states, maybe.
Yeah, we have one other one here in Oklahoma. We have not personally met up with him, but I would say he's probably about 30 to 45 minutes away. So we would really like to start to meet more people here in Oklahoma. Alex might have more than I do as far as his networking goes, but at this time I only know of one.
Well, that's still pretty cool. Let's see. M3's out there saying they're listening. To see if we got any other questions for Jamie out here. Let's see. So, what do you think about Steemit so far? Like, do you think you're gonna stay on it for a while?
Oh yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. You know, social media is something that I've taken interest in a long time, and like I said, I feel like now I finally have the opportunity to live out these sort of dreams or hopes. So, YouTube is something that I would also like to pursue, but at this time, I'm just kind of getting my feet wet with Steemit, and yeah, I don't plan to go anywhere as far as Steemit goes. It is sort of revolutionary, and I'm fascinated with cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. So yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I do believe this is the future.
I agree. I'm really happy to be here, and I definitely hope the platform sticks around. And I've certainly met more people in my short time on here that I've enjoyed talking to than I ever would have met through other social media. So,
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's very nice to check in with friends and family and see day-to-day life, but at the end of the day, you know, I would rather come home and see uh, other people doing the things that I have interest in. Um, and let's say your friends and family, they love you, but they don't always take interest in what you're doing. So I I would really like to interact with people that are on the same um, mind frequency as Alex and myself.
that's a really good way to put it. You hit the nail on the head right there. It's your friends and family mostly on these other social networks, and they love, you love them, they love you. You of course still want to see pictures of them and talk to them and things. But they don't always like your hobbies or your interests or your yeah, basically those types of talents or just your lifestyle. They may not do the same things as you. So it is an outlet, Steemit, to talk to people of like mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'm not an expert in anything by any means, but as far as Steemit is concerned, I do really feel like at this time that it's heavily influenced in its blogs by cryptocurrency, which is understandable. But I would like to see different things as well, and I am seeing different things, which is, like I said, really exciting and motivating. But I've been in the financial industry for a long time, and I see where the blockchain is taking the financial world, and it's that's where I want to invest my future. So I've definitely put some money aside into investing into this technology.
All right, well, let's see. Let's check in with the chat one last time. So, once again, everybody, we're visiting with Jamie Kensel right now. You can find her on Steemit. It's just JamieKensell. So, earlier we did visit with Rakasan84, her husband. They are homesteaders and they live in it's Oklahoma, right?
That's correct.
Very cool. Well, I think that's awesome, and I'm definitely going to be rooting for you guys. I'm excited for you. You're newlyweds as well, and
Thank you.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, we think it's amazing too. The things that Alex and I have accomplished since we've been together, I think we can both definitely say that our lives are not anything like they were when we first got together. So to just see what we've accomplished so far, and we have a lot of personal steam. So just stay tuned. Basically, we're going to keep you up to date with everything that we got going on, and we really want you to come along on our journey with us.
Very cool. Snecky, anything you want to add to that?
Well, I am looking forward to all these projects, and mostly because I'm very interested in homesteading myself. And yeah, I find it very interesting to have a couple who are doing that. So I'm looking forward to reading all those posts and seeing how it will evolve.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that. Again, when it comes to more knowledgeable things, the things that you're going to want for sure answers when it comes to homesteading, I would definitely direct you towards him. But what I would like to do in the meantime is inspire people who are new to this lifestyle or want to get into this lifestyle to take that chance. And I want people to sort of if they can or want to live through me and what it's like as someone who is new to this lifestyle. So, yes, please stay tuned. And again, if you have any direct questions, please ask Alex. And any questions on my experiences, I'm happy to answer.
Very cool. All right. Well, unless there was anything else you'd like to add, we don't want to keep you too long here. I know you guys are busy, and but I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and of course, thank you so much to Alex, and Rakasan is his name, Rakasan84, for both Rakasan. That's a cool name.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it, and thanks for everybody who's listening.
Thank you so much. Well, have a great evening, and we're going to keep going with the show here, but thank you so much for being on. Have a great evening.
You do the same.
All right, Snecky, are you still with me?
I am still present.
All right, cool. Let's see. So, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in so far. We're getting through the first hour here, and this is the main event interview show. And Poetic Snake is here with me tonight. Say hello, Snecky.
Hello, Snacky.
And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and mute their microphone just in case they didn't know they were still in the chat with us. Okay, so let's go back to the audience chat room. If you are listening out there, make sure you join us there. It's the MSP Waves audience chat room on the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server on Discord, home of the Minnow Support Project. This is the main event interview show on MSP Waves Radio. There's about 46 minutes past the hour right now. It's 6:46 here on the east coast of the U.S. What time is it where you are, Snecky?
It's a wow. I have to look. 0046.
All right, so it's getting late for you.
Very late. Almost 1 a.m.
Almost 1 a.m. for Snecky. It should be about, yes. We should be coming up on about 11 o'clock Universal Time. Let's check in with the chat room. I see, do you want to list out who you see in the chat? Are you watching that?
Yes, I am watching. I am seeing Hope777 and still Crazy Krista and M3, Uniwisp, and JJ's wife is awesome, and Mira says hi as well. Hi, Mira.
Also, I see Scaredy Cat Guide back up there a little bit. And then in the MSP Waves room where they're listening to the show, let's see, it looks like I see Cubby in there, I see Crimson Clad in there. So shout out to everybody who's listening tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Rakasan says they're gonna eat, but they're gonna still listen. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pensif's out there as well, says great interviews. I agree. They were both very fun to talk to, don't you think?
Yes, I agree fully.
Okay. Oh, my phone's ringing. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing.
It's all live.
Well, again, tonight we're doing this show 100% live, so I'm ready to see if we want to get somebody else on the show. What do you think, Snecky?
I think we should get somebody else on the show. Yes, absolutely.
So, if you're out there and you have a working microphone and headphones, preferably, we can possibly try it without headphones. Some people have said, well, they just don't have headphones nearby or something like that. But yeah, and some people are only on their phone, which it can work on a phone. Just depends on the phone, really. Some phones are obviously better than others. But if you have that capability and you want to jump on with us for a little bit here, let us know. We're going to talk about, just things that you're doing on Steemit lately or what's going on with you on the platform. It looks like they've made a little bit of a change today. Did you see that, Snecky?
Sorry, I could not hear you.
Oh, okay. Snecky's on a little timeout here. It looks like they changed the post. It's now a post button. It used to be the submit a story thing that you would
Oh,
click on.
yes.
And now it's just a big blue post box. What do you...
Yes, I saw that.
a lot of people were griping about that. They didn't like it.
I don't like it either.
I think that whole interface, I'm sure, is just a constant going to be work in progress until they finalize it.
You know, the submit a story, that was always like, you know, making me feel happy, like, please post a story. But now it says post, and I'm not going to follow that rule. You know, I don't like the big blue box.
What does everybody else think in the audience? Let's ask you guys, what do you think of the new big blue post box on Steemit? What do we think of it? Snecky, are you alright over there? You're banging an awful lot.
Oh, that's my guinea pig. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just making sure you were okay.
Yes, I'm okay. He always starts to drink when he has to be silent, and he can't drink softly. He always destroys the whole bottle. So that's what you're hearing. I'm not killing things. I am not hitting my head. I'm just
It
fine.
kind of sounded like you were getting something under the kitchen counter or something, or getting like some pots and pans out or something.
No.
That's funny. So JJ said he's not a big fan of the blue box. G-Mux makes a good point. He says it's useful for people who don't understand what submit a story means. Which,
that's true.
And I sort of was thinking that earlier today because, submit a story. Well, maybe I'm not going to be posting a story. Maybe I'm going to be posting, I don't know, like just some pictures or a show post. I don't really know if I call that a story per se. Maybe they should just change it to say, like, submit a post or something.
Yes.
JJ says he likes submit story. Looks like most people are not a fan of the big blue box.
But I think, like everything else, it will grow on us.
Everybody wants to see the guinea pig.
He's shy. He's even more shy than I am.
So
But
let's see.
He's asking for attention.
He just hears us on the radio. He just wants to be on the show. Is it a he or a she?
It's a he.
What's its name?
Bear.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
Krista says she's allergic to guinea pigs. That's kind of random. Well, let's see. Krista was gonna try to get on the show, but she was saying she didn't have headphones was the issue, I think, and so she was worried it wouldn't sound very well. But she's sending me a message here, so she might be able to get on here.
Would be cool to have her on here.
We can at least try. I mean, worst case scenario.
Yes.
I mean, if it just doesn't work out, we'll just we'll have to end the call. That's all. Just like other call-in shows, but
yeah.
And anybody else who's out there listening, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the main event interview show, I guess is what I've called it for all these weeks now here on MSP Waves Radio. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting close to the top of the hour here. We're going to be on for one more hour. My name is Main Event. This is also Poetic Snake with me this evening.
Yes, I'm here.
She's here.
Yes.
And we're trying a new format this week where we're just going 100% live because before I used to record all the interviews in advance, and while that was convenient and everything, it was actually very time consuming, and so it's a lot more fun, I think, to do it live anyway. It's more natural, and we can have a lot of fun, but we're going to try this out for another week or two and see how it goes. So hopefully you all are enjoying it so far. And again, if you want to be on the show tonight, we're going to make this like a call-in show. Just send me a direct message, main event, right on Discord. Let me know that you want to be on the show, and I'll give you the link where you can reach where we are, and you can jump in here, and we'll get you on the air. So Crazy Krista wants to at least try to get on the air here. So I think we're going to try it out and at least see if we can get her on. So
Sounds like fun to me.
So I'm going to send her the link. So Krista... Oh, actually, I just realized I got to stop listening to the stream. If you are... Yeah, she needs to not listen to the stream if she's going to jump on the show is the only thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, anybody out there, if you want to be on the show tonight, just send me a direct message right on Discord, and I will get you on, and we'll talk about just what's going on right now. You know, what if you're posting anything, if you're maybe one of your posts is in a contest or something, I don't know. Let us know what you're posting about. Oh, hello, I hear something.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can.
I can too.
And we hear that you're guinea pig. So, Krista, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. I work third shift, so I've only been up about 5 hours now.
Let's see here. Whereabouts in the world are you?
I live in Michigan in the United States.
Michigan, very cool. And how long have you been on Steemit?
I joined about 3 months ago.
Cool. And what brought you to the platform?
Actually, I was wasting a lot of time on Facebook, and the boyfriend kind of ran across Steemit and suggested I sign up, so I did.
Cool. And what types of things are you blogging about on the platform?
I do open mic every week, mostly just because it's fun. And I also write about whale shares quite a bit because I've become involved in the whale share community Discord. And I also like to do research-based posts, like the history of something or science-based posts.
Very cool. And I'm just trying to get to your blog here. And let's see here. So again, everybody, we're visiting with Crazy Krista. Now, what brought about that name?
A friend of mine actually gave me that name in high school, and when I made my YouTube account a few years ago, I went ahead and used that for my YouTube account. So I thought it would just be easier if I tried to become uniform across all my social media.
Very cool. I just had to ask, you know, anytime I see a username like that, I have to at least ask, you know.
I mean, I'm a little crazy, but not in a bad way at all.
Let's see here. I'm going to share your profile there in the audience chat room, and actually I should change that on the feed as well. So tell us what you think about Steemit so far. What do you think of the platform?
Right off the bat, I was a little bit apprehensive because I wasn't sure what type of things were appropriate to post, I guess, what would garner me my interest from other people. But now I just have fun with it. You know, I like to watch documentaries quite a bit. So sometimes I'll find something in one of those that is like post-worthy to take and research it a little bit more. And I've met some of the most amazing people on the platform. So it's kind of building friendships for me as well as making me a little bit of profit. So it's nice.
Very cool. All right. And Snecky was going to fix her guinea pig there. Snecky, how you doing? Are you still with us?
I'm still with you. Yes, I'm still here.
All right, cool. Any questions you might have for Krista here? Krista, you're in Minnow Support, correct?
Yep, I'm a member of a couple different Discord channels, Minnow Support, also Whale Shares, and then I'm also in Looking for a Knit.
Very cool. Let's see here. Snecky, did you have a chance to see her blog yet?
I'm just opening it up. Glitter Girl, is that correct?
Yep, that was the other name that I actually considered using as my Steemit profile. That's a nickname from my boyfriend, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Very cool. So let's see here. what are your plans for Steemit? What types of things do you want to be posting in the future, or what do you think you're going to be doing with Steemit in the future?
Like I said, I'm just at this point kind of having fun with it. I'm not a photographer, but sometimes I'll take pictures and share them. And I'm a little bit opinionated about some things. So if I read a news article and I have an opinion on it, I will kind of mix fact with my opinion, as long as I state it correctly. Kind of just inspiration comes from different spots, and my blog is pretty random. There's not really a theme to it, if you will.
Hey, yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. Mine kind of is the same thing. I just post about what I feel like that day, right?
Right, and as I network, other people give me like inspiration to write different things, not necessarily ideas, but just through talking with them. So I'm excited to, maybe somebody here will inspire me someday.
Cubby Elizabeth is out in the audience. She's asking, what do you vlog about on YouTube?
At this point, it's just me singing. I had made a couple videos a few years back. My boyfriend has actually been urging me to vlog. I am the mother of 4 beautiful little rambunctious boys. So parenthood might be something that I dabble with writing about pretty soon.
4 boys. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They keep me pretty busy.
I can understand that for sure.
I'm literally talking to you from my big closet right now because I knew that they'd just interrupt me if I tried to stay somewhere in the other part of the house.
Well, we're happy that you're joining us tonight for sure.
I'm glad that it's working out too. I was kind of apprehensive about it.
Let's see here. A few people are asking who we're chatting with, so I'm going to share your blog one more time. We are visiting with Crazy Krista. We don't think
I'm
you're
actually
crazy.
doing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say we don't think you're crazy.
Well, that's good. I guess some people would probably disagree, but that's fine. I'm actually doing a whale share giveaway on my blog as well, that all you have to do is have a Discord account and a BitShares account and give it an upvote, and you can be entered to win some free whale shares. And that ends in about 4 hours. So if you guys want to go give it an upvote, I'll enter you right into that.
Well, there you go. Whale shares, I have heard of them. I have not used them before. They seem to be helpful for you.
Yeah, I've only been a part of the Whale Shares Discord community for about a month now, but I'm pretty excited about it, and I kind of have a quote-unquote job, if you will, in there. I'm trying to help people use them, and giving them away for free.
Very cool. I have heard of other users, getting them and using them, getting them through contests and things like that, so anything to help out other users, I suppose, is a great thing.
Yeah, that's the way that I look at it, and it's kind of a nice way that I can kind of help out almost as a proxy through other people, the other minnows, because, I myself am a minnow as well.
Very cool. Well, let's ask anybody out in the audience. Let's say hello to everybody. Looks like G-Mux is still out there, JJ, UniWisp, Hope777, Jamie Kensel's still out there, which means probably Rakasan84 still out there. They were our first 2 guests on the show tonight. And thank you all for tuning in. M3's out there. Cubby, of course. Anybody have more questions here for Crazy Krista? Let's see. Or if Snecky, if you've got any questions at all for her. And let's see. Everybody's just kind of jumping in, saying hello out there. Do you have any Steemit users you want to give a shout out to, Krista?
Yeah, some of the most helpful people that I found on Steemit are Clever Creator and Acrid, of course. And then Freedom Exists as well is one of my friends, if you will, on Steemit. So I'd like to give them a shout out. And, anybody that I interact with is helping me grow as a Steemian and as a person, really.
Very cool. Hope77 was wondering, how old are your boys?
My oldest boy just turned 13, and then I have a 9-year-old, and I have twins that will be 8 pretty soon.
There you go. Very cool. And let's see. Anybody else have questions for Krista? Now, yeah, that would be pretty crazy learning about your family and if you blog about that, because I'm sure you guys have some pretty wild adventures.
Oh yeah, never a dull moment or a quiet moment around here.
I can definitely think not.
We have a lot of fun together though, so it's nice. You know, we go fishing together. We'll go to the beach. We take walks in nature a lot because where we live, it's a pretty rural area. Like the population of my town is only 205 people, so we're in an itty bitty town. So we spend a lot of time outside together.
Wow, very cool. So yeah, that is small. Very cool.
And then I work at a hotel too, so I've been thinking about maybe talking about my experience as a hotel receptionist because things can get pretty crazy there too.
Our next question is from Cubby. She wants to know if you're going to sing her happy birthday on the radio right now.
I sure will. Do you want me to, for real?
She does. I heard it's her birthday all month, according to her posts.
All month long it's your birthday, huh?
She gets that privilege, apparently. Cubby says yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to sing to you then, for real. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cubby. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, good job.
Yay!
That was awesome. Happy birthday, Cubby.
Happy birthday!
I would have sang along, but it would have totally ruined it.
Maybe we could have harmonized.
Maybe. So you said you do open mic posts. Do you do a lot with music, or is that just kind of like a little hobby for you?
I've been doing talent shows since I was fairly little, about the second grade, I guess. And we have what's called a senior project here when you graduate high school, and I actually recorded like a CD demo for that of 3 songs. So I don't play any instruments. I do play clarinet and I play piano a little bit by ear, but for the most part, I just do karaoke or a cappella.
Very cool. I was a band geek. I played clarinet in school.
Woohoo, the clarinet club.
Yep, then I switched over to a bass clarinet and then eventually saxophone after a while.
And I mean, I took some voice and choir and like voice improvement classes in college. So I can read sheet music. I just, I tried to do guitar and all I can do is finger pick.
Yeah, guitar's a little tricky. It's a lot different than wind instruments and things.
Oh, for sure. Even reading the music is quite a bit more complicated in my opinion.
Yeah, totally different. Well, everybody loved your voice. They're all cheering you in the audience chat room here. They all thought that was great. So
thank you.
You definitely have a lovely voice. Let's see here. Any other questions for Krista? 'Cause I'm enjoying our chat with her. We'll just do a little top of the hour thing since we missed that. It's 7 minutes past the hour. You are listening to the Main Event interview show here on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event, your host. We also have a co-host tonight, Poetic Snake. Say hello, Snecky. Are you still there?
Hello, Snacky. I am still here.
Wonderful. And right now we are visiting with Crazy Krista, spelled with a K. So, happy to have you here on the show. Earlier in the show, we did have Rakasan84 and Jamie Kensel both on the show. So you're our third guest tonight. And we will have a little bit of time after this interview as well. If anybody else wants to hop on the show with us, just send me a direct message on Discord, and I'd be happy to get you on the show. You just have to have some kind of a working microphone and preferably headphones, but you actually aren't even using headphones, huh, Crystal?
No, I'm just using push to talk right on my phone. And like I said, I'm kind of in a closet, so it's nice and quiet in here.
Great. Well, it's working great. Sounds great. And definitely glad to have you here. M3's kind of curious whereabouts, what area of Michigan are you? If she's wondering, they're wondering if you're in the Thumb, the West. They're just curious whereabouts in Michigan you are.
Nope, I'm in the middle of the mitten, actually. Almost the true middle, actually. So, just right in the middle.
Very cool.
I grew up over kind of by the Thumb over in Bay City, so I went from being a city girl to a country girl, if you will. But I still don't like country music, so that never rubbed off on me.
Yeah, it's kind of an acquired taste.
I mean, I'll listen to Johnny Cash, but other than that, I'm not very into it.
So what do you think your next open mic song is going to be? Have you picked one yet?
Well, I recorded one today, and before I recorded the one I did today, I was trying to dabble around doing Sia, but after about take number 5, my voice was shot, so I had to pick something else. So I might try to do Elastic Heart by Sia, actually, next week.
Very cool. I like that song, so yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll have to watch for that. And what other songs have you done so far for your open mic things that you just want to mention? Any more recent ones that maybe haven't gone through payout yet?
Last week I sang Foolish Games by Jewel. I believe that one hasn't paid out yet. I believe it has 2 more days on it. But I've done all sorts of stuff. Tori Amos, Janis Joplin song. There's a Sarah Bareilles song in there. I think this is week number 10 for me participating.
Have you ever written any of your own music?
Yeah, I have 3 songs that I recorded for my senior project for high school, and I think I might actually have karaoke for the backing for those, so I might actually submit those into open mic. I had some musicians that volunteered their time to let me use their talents with my talents to record some music. So
very cool. All right, well, we'll have to watch for that, and definitely. So let's check in again if there was any other questions out there. Everybody's just kind of chiming in on their opinion of country music.
I have a question.
All right, Snecky, go for it.
Yeah, I just found out about Nomad, the kitty.
Yes, he's so sweet. I have a zillion cats. We take him in if we find them abandoned somewhere. I think that we have actually an intro number about 16 right now. At the high point, we had about 22 last year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, most of them are outside. We do have 2 inside. One of them is a 3-legged kitty named Teuta. But most of them just live outside, and we just feed them and provide them with shelter.
It's a really cool thing to do. And is he doing all better now?
Yes, he is perfect. He loves to eat. He eats so much food.
Good.
Well, very cool. Let's see. Well, Krista, any other things you want to add here on the show, or any other things you want to mention that you want people to know before you head out, or maybe any? I like to ask people, what types of words of wisdom would they maybe have for new Steemit users that might be listening, or people that are just getting going on the platform? What would you suggest to them as far as just their overall attitude towards the platform?
I would say that you need to kind of come into it not expecting to make a ton of money right at first, because it's not going to happen at first, and it might not ever happen. So you should just come on and have fun, and write quality posts, and be sure to interact with other people on the platform in a way that you would like them to interact with you. And just have fun with it. Enjoy the experience.
Well said. Well, thank you so much, Krista, for being on the show. Once again, we're visiting with Crazy Krista, spelled with a K. And no, I'm not calling her Crazy. That's her username.
And thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, yeah, anytime, Krista. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Want to say your goodbyes, Snecky?
I want to say goodbye, and I am following you and looking forward to more of your posts.
Thank you.
All right, Krista. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, Snecky, that was really fun.
It was, yes.
We even got serenaded with a birthday song.
Yeah, how wonderful is that?
That was a lot of fun. So happy birthday, Cubby, again. It's her birthday month. We'll
Happy
acknowledge
birthday.
it. I wish I would have did that. Mine was in September, but I didn't. I didn't do the whole month thing though.
I still have a good chance of doing it. My birthday is in November.
Oh, all right. So we'll have a Snecky birthday month.
Yes.
All right, let's check back in with the audience chat room. Sir Cork, out there listening, welcome to the show, sir. Happy to have you here for sure. Looks like G-Mux is still here. Cubby Elizabeth, of course, the birthday queen. Jamie Kensel, JJ, Hope777. Scaredy Cat Guides out there, M3. I'm sure there's others as well. There's a few people listening in various places. Crimson Clad, I think, still out there listening. So thank you all so much for tuning in. It's about 15 minutes past the hour here. We've got 45 minutes left of the show. And phone lines are open, as they would say. So if you want to call into the show, now is the time. Just send me a direct message. That's the call. That's what you call. That's the number. The number is DM main event. And I'll get you on the show. So let's see who wants to jump on.
I think M3 is willing to jump on.
All right, M, will just send me a message if that's the case. Or anybody else that's out there that wants to jump on for a minute. UniWisp, I see out there. Let's see. Yeah, so again, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. This show does air every Wednesday night here on MSP Waves Radio. And tonight we are going 100% live. There's no pre-recorded interviews tonight. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but tonight we're trying it a little different. And so far it's working really well, and I'm having a great time. What do you think, Snecky?
I am having a great time as well. I love it.
So far everybody's being shy and bashful. No one's jumped on yet. Actually, we might have somebody here. Let's see. We won't tell who it is. We'll let it be. Well, I've got a couple here actually.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Let's see here. Bear with me a moment, folks. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to send this message out and we will get somebody on here. And hopefully microphone situations are okay and all that good stuff. So far, it's been working really well. So let's see. So we need to send him the link, the infamous link. And if anybody else wants to be on the show, we will have enough time, I think, because we've still got about 45 minutes. So send me a message.
Send him the message. Jump online. Come on.
All right, I've just sent one invite out, so we will have somebody potentially joining us in just a moment here.
I wonder who that will be.
It's a mystery.
Dun, 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 dun.
Everybody can make their guesses out there. Who will it be? Who will it be? Hopefully they jump on here quickly.
Drum roll, UniWisp. Drum roll.
We've got actually a couple of people lined up ready to go. So if this person can't get on right now, we have a couple of options here. So, which I'm very happy about. Thank you so much for volunteering to jump on, and we want you guys to jump on. So, all right, we've got somebody here. They need to unmute their microphone though, and then they'll be able to speak. All right, hello. Oh, I see your name lighting up, but I don't hear you. Are you there?
All right. Well, I don't have the earbuds in, but can you hear me now?
All right. Yes, we can. How you doing?
I am doing great this evening.
So
Good
tell
listening to y'all and having all the nice guests on.
absolutely tell us how we say your username.
It's EM3, and that's from a YouTube channel that I have, which is Energy Equals Making Metal Mine. So it's just M cubed or M3, E equals M3.
Is that the same as your Steemit name?
Yeah, the EM3, just short and simple, is the Steemit name.
All right, very cool. So we'll share that out here. So we are visiting tonight with EM3. Very cool. So how long have you been on Steemit, sir?
I got on about the second week of July. I'd looked it up recently. I think it may have been like the 15th of July.
Okay, very cool. And what brought you to the platform?
Well, I had been kind of listening to and interested, but not so sure about Bitcoin since maybe 2010. And then about 2 to 3 years ago, I started getting more confident or serious about it, but I had no money. And then this year, with Bitcoin just going nuts, I realized, okay, I need to, get involved, even if I don't have the money right now to, to buy some and play with it. I need to do something so that I do start, doing some type of activity with it, because it's real and it's, it's going to be around in the future. So I need to jump in sooner than later. And Steemit came up, and I was like, oh, I can earn some cryptocurrency and then learn about it on the platform. So it was a winner, a double winner for me.
Very cool. And so what do you think of it so far?
Well, I like it a lot because you can earn with it. I've learned. I've actually made a purchase for some Bitcoin, but the person that is selling it to me directly is doing some military training. So we had like one day to work it out, and we just kept missing each other. Steemit, since it is in beta, there's definitely some things that kind of get frustrating even still. But the potential and the promise there is huge, and I'm going to stick with it because I'm confident it's going places.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking it's just only going to grow from here. We're still here in the early stages, and hopefully it's going to stick around for the long haul. What types of things are you writing about on your blog?
I've done some of the poetry competitions, and that has been an interesting experience for me because it had probably been 10 or 15 years since I'd really done any poetry, and I won one competition, and so that's kind of encouraged me. And I've done a couple of little writing exercises, and that has been really fun. But like my YouTube, a lot of my YouTube is either family or nature. And so I've done some posts with garden things or bugs in the garden, beneficials, and stuff like that. So my repertoire might be, precious metals, nature, homesteading, permaculture, gardening, but I haven't written about all of those yet.
Well, cool though. At least you'll have lots of topics that you will be able to write about. Gmux is out in the audience. He's wondering what does frustrate you. I'm assuming what you said. There's some things that do frustrate you still about Steemit.
Oh, it's a tough one. I mean, so I'm a Christian, and as a Christian, I have a worldview that says that the world is broken. It's not going to be perfect and everything. And yet I've also, grew up as a Star Trek The Next Generation fan, and kind of the worldview on Star Trek The Next Generation is, the world's improving, we're making it better and everything. And, Steemit is a place that does definitely show you that the world is still broken, because when there's money involved, kind of the greed is good does survive there. And on Steemit right now, it's not winning, but it's a constant battle. And I was thinking about this the other day, that somebody who really has a way with words could make a plea to the whales out there to say, look, I understand that you're thinking, okay, as long as I'm doing fine, making my money, putting my post up and everything, everything's good. I'm not really worried about the spammers and such. But to be honest, if the whales would kind of unite and get behind either the people like Sherlock Holmes or steam cleaners or whatever, and make a solid stand that spam and pointless self-voting and pointless posts and everything is not going to make it on Steemit, really the benefit over the long term is so much greater. The price of Steam really could go up to 10, 20, $30 per Steam, if people, anybody coming on, doesn't have to deal with the spam, doesn't see all the ridiculousness and everything. And so the whales who have the big money, the big Steam and everything, would benefit triply, because, all that they hold would be worth so many times more. But as it seems right now, there's only, 10 or 20 of the whales that are really getting behind, minnow support or getting behind steam cleaners. And it's a constant fight trying to, do these battles of voting power and everything, and, flagging. I mean, it's just a lot of ridiculousness. People are being short-sighted. And that's been a big part of my frustrations of late.
Yeah, and that's all understandable for sure. I hear you. I mean, hopefully all of these things will improve with time, and all of that type of stuff will all come together, and I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens, right?
Yeah, there's constantly, improvements that are happening. I mean, things that Agroid has done, the people that have supported him and everything, and his efforts and such. I mean, there's a ton of positive stuff going on. I guess, the way I was looking at it, because like I say, I've been thinking about this a lot and reading different conversations going on and such over the last 3 to 4 days. I think there needs to be a pivotal moment when, a lot of these bot farms and different stuff are just squashed. You can't do it permanently, because since it is this free system, there's no like, oh, we're going to ban this account forever or shut them down. But if there could be a pivotal stand that would be made to just show them it's not going to be put up with, and it's not going to be profitable for you, you're just wasting your time. It wouldn't take more than 1 or 2 good solid stands to drop the temptation to go into that, that spam farming and everything. It would just drop it down on a huge level, and then it would just free things up. I mean, it would really clear things up, and I think that there would be, a huge gust of fresh air that would just flow in on Steam, on the Steemit platform, if that, that one kind of pivotal stand was made. So I don't know, maybe I need to write a post, and then somebody else who's even more wordy or can speak better than I can then take that post and rewrite it, and maybe it'll be heard.
You never know. That's the thing about Steemit. It's a platform, and that's what you'd have to do, I suppose. Yeah. Let's see here, Snecky. What types of questions do you have for this gentleman here?
Well, I am still scanning his wall to find a good question.
So again, everybody, we're visiting with EM3 right on Steemit. You can find him at EM3. And says you're a father and husband trying to refigure things out. And that's, a lot of us are trying to figure things out as well.
Yeah. So one other thing that I could talk about, I had spoken with Cubby Elizabeth about this. My wife is deaf, and there's a lot of misinformation in the world and amongst people about deafness and everything. It's one thing I've, like I said, I've spoken with Cubby about maybe doing a a whole show about getting questions in, answering questions, and such as that. So that's something else that's out there that I don't have it really up on the wall, but it is a little thing of area expertise that from experience that I have under my belt.
Very cool. Well, I know she's out there in the chat room, so I'm sure you guys can work together at some point, hopefully, and maybe make that happen. Audience chat member people out there, what types of questions do you have for EM3? Let's see. Cubby said she's got to head out, unfortunately. Thank you for visiting with us, Cubby. We'll see you later. Cubby's wondering if you sing EM3.
Only in church. No, I'm not. I'm not that great of a singer. I never had the voice training early on. I always enjoyed singing, but I definitely struggle with it. Like I've tried to sing enough to know that I'm not great, but I'm not. It doesn't make me give up. I just I'm not great at it. My kids, they are in piano lessons, and they have some voice classes, music classes at school. So I'm hoping much better things for them.
Very cool. Well, hey, it's worth a shot, right? She just wanted to know. She said she had a song in mind for you, so I'm sure you guys will talk about that at a later time. Let's see here. So, what types of plans do you have for your blog going forward? Do you have? We mentioned that a little bit. That you said you might talk about homesteading and things like that. Is that something you do?
Well, homesteading was something we were moving toward. That goes in line with the trying to refigure things out. So a bit of back history. I had worked in law enforcement for almost 6 years, and just got disgruntled with bureaucracy and the system and everything. At the same time, I was getting interested in gardening, in permaculture, in like better than organic gardening. And I had memories of going to these wilderness, not a wilderness camp, but a camp, you know, a rugged camp growing up, going on canoe trips and things like that. And so I started forming this plan of having a organic or better than organic farm that would also be a retreat. You know, early on, it would start out with a large amount of the income would come from produce, from growing and having animals. And then later, as I was able to develop it and add in things, cabins and such as that, a larger portion of the income would then come from people visiting. And, you know, the produce that we had would go to feeding them, or they would purchase and, you know, carry home with them. And it would be, you know, a place where families could go. You could spend 2 days there. You could spend a whole month there. Maybe if you were interested in farming and, you know, people were trying to get an opportunity to experience it, they could stay for a longer period of time. Turns out that my wife is so we moved to an area where we were going to do this, and it turns out that my wife is highly allergic to grasses. We didn't know that before. It had been an issue before, and we struggled for about 2 years with this, not knowing how to proceed. You know, at first we thought it was the trees, because that's a more common allergy that people blame is the juniper or the cedar allergies. Anyway, so we had to change plans. And then, so over the last year and a half, one job offer was made for the both of us working in the church, and that went south just for various situation outside of the churches or our control. And then, you know, my wife ended up getting another job offer, so we're up in Michigan now. I was unemployed for almost 6 months and everything, and so that was a struggle. But that's also when I got into Steemit, because I had the free time, and so I was able to get in and kind of go hard and strong right at the beginning to learn what I needed to and get familiar and everything. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go forward with doing a homestead, or doing the retreat plan and everything here in Michigan or not. It's likely that we are going to stay in Michigan because my wife's allergies are much less troublesome here. Not non-existent, but just not near as bad as they were in Northeast Texas. So it's a learning experience. I would like to, and if not, maybe just get involved with some urban community gardens and things like that to kind of feed the need of getting the hands in the dirt and working with people and teaching them about gardening and such.
Very cool. Well, I'm sure you can turn any of that stuff into Steemit posts, so you'll have lots of things to write about for sure. Let's see here.
Yeah, definitely. One post that I have a friend whose grandfather was in World War II as a pilot, and so he's loaned me a pilot's military diary. And it's hard to decipher. I think he had looked at it more than I had, but I didn't, so I had the idea once he started showing it to me of doing it kind of like a historical study on Steemit and taking images of the pages and looking at his, what he has to say and, getting into it, or where did this take place, doing research and what was going on in the war and such. I've done a post about that. I was kind of excited. But there was I want to get some people involved with that. I need to find, that niche of history people that would be interested in that. And on the first post, I didn't get that. So that's kind of on the sidelines for the moment, but that is one, what I think is a very unique or interesting project that I would like to do on Steemit, because we'll be kind of doing history, documenting or studying history on the blockchain, maybe in a way that it hasn't really been done before. So that's one thing I'm wanting to do.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really very cool idea. I think that would be amazing. And, maybe you just need to do that first one and put it out there and just see how it goes. Just maybe do a few pages and see what people think of it, because I think it's a really interesting idea, especially if you explain it in that manner. That you've got this diary and that you want to talk about it and that you're going to do the research and everything, and just kind of open with that. That way people will know what the purpose is, and I think you could definitely get some people that might be interested.
Well, thank you for the positive feedback on that. Yeah, I did the first post, and maybe my I titled it Diary of a Ghost, and maybe people took that as meaning something else or whatever, so that may have influenced it some. I did get some good support on upvotes with it, but there just wasn't a lot of participation in the comment section or anybody saying, yes, I want to be involved and everything. So, because I'm offering, one part of it is I don't want it to be, I wouldn't mind gaining Steam power with it and everything, but I don't want it to be let me make money off of this. So I put it out there. If people are involved, as posts come to payout and everything, I'm going to reward people who are actively participating, maybe, doing research, coming back with information, rewarding them with little tips, SBD payouts, things like that. So I want it to be interesting. So I need to do some more brainstorming and work on, maybe the titling on it a little bit more so that I can come out with this next post and hopefully get some good visibility and attention with it.
Very cool. Well, I wish you luck on that project, and we'll definitely watch for that. Snecky, do you have any other kind of comments or questions for EM3?
Yes, I do have a question. In this online world we are living in, I found this post rather interesting. You said you are going to power down, but not power down as in down to SP, but trying to unplug from the computer for the whole weekend. How did that go for you?
Yeah, so I tend to do this a lot. Or at least it's been my experience since I left my job and was moving toward other goals, but until things fell into place, having free time, or not having as much, a direction above me. So I tend to play around with stuff quite a bit. And, when I've gotten to Steemit, it does have that temptation of, that instant gratification, looking for that little post payout, looking for an upvote, seeing stuff like that. And I had been doing that too much, little stuff, you're paying attention to the little stuff And so, yeah, we had a weekend coming up where there was some stuff that was being planned and everything. It was a great weekend. It was this past weekend. There's an amazing historical place here outside of Detroit, Michigan, called Greenfield Village. It's a sponsor. It's sponsored by the Ford Foundation, I believe, something with the Ford Motor Company and the family and everything. But we went there on Saturday and got to see glass blowing and some other cool stuff. And then on Sunday, there was a fall festival that we went to, and the kids got to carve pumpkins, and there was a game out in the woods. And so it was wonderful, but I did cheat. The couple of down moments when my wife was driving us back and some things like that, I got on Steemit and I was checking to see what was going on and such. So I did cheat, but if I could have, all of my time on Steemit as regulated as what it was over the weekend, it would probably be a lot healthier for me in my situation anyway, because I've got young kids. So I do need to make sure that I'm spending the time in the real world as much as what I need to. But it was a real good weekend.
Very cool. Awesome. Let's see. Any other questions from the audience out there? We can certainly take some questions from the audience if anybody has any. But we want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, EM3. Really appreciate it. And it's awesome talking with you. Hope777 says those are wise words. Krista was wondering if you're near Detroit.
Yep, not too far from Detroit. We're in the suburbs on the kind of the southeast side.
Cool. Let's see. Well, we got about 20 minutes left here, so again, wanted to thank you so much for being on the show. Was there any Steemit users out there you wanted to give a shout out to, or any other parting words you'd like to give our listeners?
Well, I know that I don't know if she's listening, but Cubby is she's been encouraging me about coming on and talking and different stuff. So I appreciate that from her, the feedback and the encouragement that she gives. She's a great person to have around. There's, for the homesteaders out there, there's a member on Steemit, Saved for New Life. He was giving away a series of books that he had, collected, I guess, probably many years ago, the Foxfire series.
Yeah,
and
very cool.
Wasn't getting a lot of good post payouts on those, but he was paying for the shipping and everything, and he's very much a man of his word. He stuck with the giveaway through the whole time, in spite of having kind of low participation on his posts. So if people could check out Save for New Life. He wants to do some more bushcraft equipment giveaways and such. So if he can kind of get the feedback and people there, he'll do that. I think he has a lot of potential. He just doesn't maybe have the networking skills that you kind of need to have for Steemit at this point. So he's still working on that. Who else? There's been, I hate now at the moment that I'm not thinking, because there have been a ton of people that have been key and instrumental. Everybody, Crimson Clad and Julian, I can't think of how to pronounce her last name right now, but everybody here at the MSP that has been so instrumental. Scaredy Cat, he was one that I was able to ask questions to, and he was able to give me some good feedback. Rondon and G-Mux and Samo, everybody. So I know I'm missing people, and I apologize, but thank you all so much. It's been great.
Awesome. I just like giving everybody that opportunity, to just say hello or give a shout out to people. So again, we're visiting with EM3 tonight, everybody, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Oh, one other thing.
Sure.
How do I say this? Marketplace. So I think a big part that would kind of be cool for Steemit if it really took off is, if people were doing like the eBay thing or selling their stuff, that they'd otherwise be putting on eBay. But doing it in Steem. And I know there's Peer Hub, and there's a couple other places. I was trying it out with some silver items on Peer Hub and such. I don't know. Does anybody have any feedback on that, on the best way to go about it? Because I think if it does become a little bit more of a marketplace and people are able to keep their money within the system, so not necessarily having to trade it out to Bitcoin and then to US dollars and then buy stuff they need, but to buy stuff within the community, that will grow an economy and a community that will also work to improve and grow Steemit as a platform and Steem as a cryptocurrency.
It's a cool idea. I personally haven't used it. I'm not sure if anybody in the audience has experienced it, but it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. All right. Well, I just wanted to share your blog one more time. Just put that in the chat room one more time, your blog link. I was waiting to see if anybody had a reaction to it. UniWisp says it's a great idea. So yeah, no, I totally agree too. If that, if a platform like that could work and be successful, that would be pretty interesting. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Well, EM3, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. You want to say some goodbyes, Snecky?
Yes, I want to say thank you for being with us here, and you got yourself a new stalker as well.
Woohoo! Thank you, Sneaky, and thank you all. Y'all have a great night.
Thanks, EM3. Really appreciate it. All right, Snecky, you still here with me?
I think I am, yes.
I think you are. Are you enjoying the show so far?
I am, yes. Are you?
Absolutely. So we are doing this 100% live for the very first time, and it's a lot of fun so far. All right, you're listening to the Main Event interview show here on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event, and I'm here with Poetic Snake tonight as my lovely co-host. And we've got one more guest jumping on the show here. We've got about 15 minutes left here or so. Maybe we can run a little bit long. I'm not sure if there's another show on after us or not, but we'll get one more guest on here.
I wonder who it is.
Who's behind door number 3? No. Let's see here.
I wonder, are they going to sing the happy birthday song?
Hello?
Hello, UniWisp. How are you? Are you still with us? We heard you say hello, and then... Are you still with us, Uni? We lost her.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry, I had to shut my Twitch off.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's a good call. How are you doing, UniWisp?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So what is going on in your Steemit world lately?
In my Steemit world, well, a whole lot of not much because I've just been behind on everything. So I'm trying to catch up. I'm in the midst of writing. I just wrote a poem that might go on tonight. I have 2 Scotch blogs that I need to write in the next couple of days.
Very cool. And let's see here. I want to get your blog pulled up. So if anybody else hasn't seen it yet or hasn't visited your blog, they certainly can. Now, UniWisp, how long have you been on Steemit?
I've been on since June 2016.
Oh, very cool. So you've been on almost a year and a half now.
Well, I mean, a year and a few months anyway. I think Poetic Snake joined right around the same time I did, right?
Yeah, I think so as well. Yes.
Cool. And so what brought you to Steemit? Like, what made you want to join?
So I have a coworker, a massage therapist, and my massage coworker has been talking about it, or had been talking about it for a while. And, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. And he actually wasn't even that active on it, but he's very into crypto and was into Bitcoin. And, so we would just kind of chat about stuff once in a while. And finally, I just went on and joined and started. I had started my Scotch blog maybe a month before I joined Steemit externally, just on Blogger. And then I just started kind of putting stuff over there on Steemit, and then sharing some poems and stuff and making a little bit of money. And I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. And I've kind of went back and forth, but the irony is that my friend who totally got me into it is barely on it himself. So
isn't that the way it goes? I've had other people tell me that too on the show. Either they were people that weren't even on the platform that told them about it, or that the people who told them about it for some reason just weren't on anymore. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still hoping, I'm still trying to get them back, and him and a few others, but not yet.
So you do a radio show here on the station.
I do.
Why don't you tell our listeners about it, just in case they have not heard of it yet?
So my show is called Emotion Integration, and it's based on the work that I do, which is called Dynamic Emotional Integration, where it's basically just teaching people what emotions mean and how to work with them, and a whole, kind of related things about empathy and whatnot around that. And it's on Thursdays, 3 to 5 UTC.
Very cool. So tomorrow is your show. So everybody, if you're enjoying the radio station, you can certainly tune into her show tomorrow. And again, what time is it on?
It's 3 to 5 UTC, which is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Very cool. I try to listen as often as I can. It's a very well put together show. I think you do a great job with that.
Thank you. And
let's check in with the audience. Everybody's saying they do like your show, of course. JJ's out there giving you a nice, saying they adore your show. G-Mux, of course, saying they love your show. And you do a great job.
You guys are sweet. I appreciate everyone who listens and enjoys, so thank you.
All right, so what kinds of things do you have planned for Steemit? Do you have any other things that you're going to be working on in the near future?
My main goal at this point is to just try to get a lot more prolific and consistent. With the Scotch blog has kind of waned recently, but I've kind of been re-inspired with it. So hopefully I'll pick that back up again. I was doing it once a week for a little bit there, and just start writing more poetry regularly, and also I'll keep doing the show recap posts and whatnot. And if more interest comes, if people are more interested in hearing about the emotions, I'll write more posts about that. But and then hopefully I'll start writing some more fiction stuff. But I'm not that great at that, so haven't shared too much of that yet.
Snecky, do you have any kind of comments or questions for UniWisp?
I am still scanning the wall, and I'm seeing a lot of very interesting posts.
Absolutely.
Colorful flowers a lot.
And of course, anybody out there in the audience too, if you guys want to chime in. Claiborne wants us to ask you about Farscape, apparently.
Yeah, he recently discovered that I am a huge Farscape fan. Farscape is the best sci-fi show ever. And I've seen all of the episodes and the post-series miniseries, and everyone should go watch it if you are at all into sci-fi. If you haven't seen it, it's great.
Well, that will make Claiborne very happy. So, so UniWis, we got to give you a chance to do some shout-outs. Who do you want to give some shout-outs to out there? Some Steemians.
Oh, I hate this because I always am afraid that I'm going to forget somebody, so I can't do it. I can't.
That's understandable. It's all good. I just like giving everybody that chance. So, do we have? So you're also involved with the radio station on a different level, where you help out, with new DJs, And what other have we had many new DJs coming through? Because we are looking for more, correct?
Yeah, we are looking for more DJs still. We've got several people that have expressed interest and are kind of in the setup phases, but I haven't heard any updates recently, so I don't know, what the status is. But everything's in flux, so just got to go with the flow.
So if somebody out there is listening and they're interested in doing a show, they should contact you, right?
Yeah, honestly, contact any of us. But yeah, that's fine. You can contact me, and I'll help guide you along to look at the schedule and get you set up with the documents and everything, and then I'll just pass you along to main event and Rondon, and and you can get your stuff all set up.
Very cool. All right. Well, what other kinds of things should we mention, UniWisp? What's on your mind, or what would you like anybody to know that you're planning to do with your Steemit blog in the future, or things of that nature, or your show, really?
I guess if anything, I'm looking for more feedback from people to see, what kinds of things, as far as both the radio show and the blogs, I want to know what people like, so I can focus more on those things, as far as with the emotion show, what topics people are interested in, and specific questions or general questions like that. And as far as the blog goes, I guess that's more on me. Like, I need to just kind of figure out where to kind of find my niche. I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. For the stuff that I like to write.
Well, that's great. Seeing if we got any more questions for you out here from the audience. And they're all still talking about sci-fi stuff. You got them off on a tangent on that.
Yeah, that's okay. Niche. Yes. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, no, Farscape was a great show, and Firefly also was amazing. It's a tough call, but
Sir Cork wants to know. Yeah, Sir Cork wants to know if you're musical.
Yes, I do play the Irish flute, and I'm in a band, and I sing sometimes with that band, and it's awesome. I love it. I love music, and I'm so glad to finally be in a place and have the opportunity to play on a regular basis, because it's I have a bumper sticker actually that says music keeps me sane.
Very cool. We're gonna have to sit you down and make you play some music for us sometime.
That would actually be kind of fun.
We got time right now. The floor is yours. No.
I'd have to go get my flute out, and it would take a minute at least. So.
Oh no, not a whole minute. Well,
I have to sing "Happy Birthday." That's true. I'll sing that maybe as I say goodbye.
Okay, cool. Cubby will love you for that. Let's check in with the chat room. I see G-Muck's out there. JJ's still out there. EternorX listening. Sir Cork. Let's see. Bucky Dirtle has joined us. You and Bucky could have a musical duet going on.
I know, I would love that. I think I've mentioned that before. I would love that. He plays fiddle. And from what I hear, he does play some Irish stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir Cork says Cubby's birthday isn't for 2 weeks. Yeah, I know.
Cork knows Cubby's birthday because it's the same day as his.
Oh, that's true. So we gotta have to do a double birthday party that day. We should do an on-air or something. We gotta do something for.
Yeah, what day
party.
Is the 17th?
Let's see here. It'll be a Tuesday. So.
Tuesdays are hard for me.
2 for Tuesday, as they say on the radio. Snecky, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. I didn't want to forget about you over there.
She's so quiet.
It's so late.
Oh yes, for her it is very late right now. So.
Has your guinea pig gone to sleep yet?
No, I caged him. He's angry with me now.
Uh-oh.
Aw.
He's gonna bite me later.
Well, Uniwisp, really appreciate you jumping on the show with us. Was there any other last-minute things you want to say to the audience out there, or anything?
I think actually, will you both sing "Happy Birthday" to Cubby and Cork with me?
Yes, we could do that.
Awesome. All right, that's all I had. Thank you so much. I love your show, Main Event, and I love that you have a co-host now. Snake is awesome. I also actually love snakes myself, so I appreciate the love, the snake love. All right, so you guys are going to sing with me, right? Because I'll stop singing if you're not singing with me.
Yeah, hopefully the connections will all work and everything. That'll all be the same speed. But yeah, so happy birthday to Sir Cork and to Cubby. And I'm not sure if anybody else in the audience has an October birthday, but if so, this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of you. Happy birthday to you.
That was awful.
That's what happens when it's like we're in 3 different places, we're in different countries. You know?
I think we were all too afraid to screw it up.
It works out. Happy birthday, guys. We really appreciate you. All right, Uniwisp. Well, thank you so much for jumping on the show with me. It was a lot of fun. And Snek, do you want to say goodbye to Uni?
It was really nice talking to you.
You too. Thanks so much. This has been a great show, and I'll see you both soon. Bye.
See you, Uni.
Bye-bye.
All right, Snecky, we're slightly over time, and I apologize. I'm not sure if it's Rondon or Globocop who's doing my handoff here. I believe it's Rondon. So we're a couple minutes over time here. Apologize for that. But what'd you think of the show tonight? I thought that was a lot of fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, me
I'm not
too.
sure if we lost listeners now at the end, though.
That's okay. No big deal. Gotta have a little bit of fun, right?
Yes.
It was realistic. That's just what we sound like, everybody. Sorry. I mean,
sorry.
this is why I talk on the radio and I don't sing.
Right.
Well, everybody, you've been listening to the Main Event interview show with my co-host of the evening, Poetic Snake. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Snecky. Appreciate that.
I loved being here.
Why don't you say your goodbyes to everybody here?
Okay, thank you all for listening, and goodbye and good night.
Once again, that was Poetic Snake. And we had a bunch of people on the show tonight. We had Rakasan84 starting off the show. And then Jamie Kensel joined us. Crazy Krista was on the show. EM3 joined us. And then, of course, Uniwisp. So, lots of people on the show tonight. That was a lot of fun. And we did that for the first time 100% live. So I think that's what we're going to do from now on. We're just going to do the show like that, and hopefully you all enjoyed that. If you did, let us know in the chat room, and I will be uploading the show audio to a post on my Steemit blog. It's just my Main Event profile. Probably do a little selfless plug here and drop my profile in there just in case you guys haven't seen that yet. And I will post the show audio there later on this evening. So thank you all so much for listening. This is the Main Event interview show on MSP Waves Radio. You can find a full schedule of all the radio shows on mspwaves.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Last minute disclaimer, of course, MSP Raves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by this talk show or my guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you heard on this show is provided for educational and informational purposes only. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Main Event. Have a great night, everybody, and you can go Rondon.